Were there moments where you felt isolated or misunderstood by those around you? And how did it shape your journey towards healing?
Oh,
I like that.
I like that. I like that too.
Who is good? If you have any.
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
Were there moments where you felt isolated or misunderstood by those around you? And how did it shape your journey towards healing?
Yes, because men don't experience the physical symptoms of pregnancy. Your job is a support role job, and oftentimes to be a an effective support person, you have to deprioritize your feelings, your thoughts, because someone, the person that you care about, is in crisis. So you kind of have to put them before you, and before long, it's easy to get lost. If you do that for a length of time, you start to lose sense of how you actually feel until it presents itself, because it never goes away. It's going to come back until it presents itself, and that's usually in a not so great fashion, whether it be anger or emotional outbursts or whatever the case may be.
I would say I don't think that I necessarily felt isolated by anyone. I'll say I think I did a lot of the isolating. I think that the increase in anxiety and once again like trying to fit everything in and trying to be so intentional, especially like prior to having a baby, like I was one of those people who tried to show up for people like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like I get to a point that it's like I don't have it to give. Like no matter how much I want to, I don't have it to give. And even if no one's saying anything to me directly, like you obviously start to notice people don't reach out as much, which is natural because half the time I can't answer because I'm so overwhelmed. And you start thinking these thoughts in your head like, oh my God, I hope they know that like I don't hate them. I hope they know that it's not personal. I hope they don't think I'm reading their messages and just not saying anything.
Right.
I don't have it. And I think that when you say it and you be transparent, I think that your community can try to support you as best they can. And obviously, like some relationships are just unfortunately gonna go into the wind because that's just what happens. But I think that being able to communicate and really share how you feel helps with that isolation portion. If you're lucky enough to have the right people around you, because I do know there are people who, unfortunately, we know in our community, it's gotten much better, but
for sure.
mental health can still be a negative stigma in a lot of places. So sometimes you could be talking to people and it's like, okay, like everyone else did it. What's wrong with you?
Right.
And similar to what I talked about in the other portion where it's like I have so much support and I have so much help and I have all these extra things. I'm even outsourcing some things. How could I still feel this way? So sometimes you don't even want to share because you know that people are kind of gonna go look at you like,
Right.
do you have it that bad? Or at least you feel that they will.
I can. Oh gosh, you hit everything right on the head. I totally agree with you 100%. Um, because it is like it is one of those things where you do have to speak to people for them to be able to know how to help you and support you. But then it's kind of like, well, am I supposed to be complaining about this, or how do I describe how I'm feeling or what I'm going through in order for you to understand? It's like navigating through that because we feel as mothers that we're just supposed to, especially, growing up and having role models that are women that are strong, right? And figure out a way, right? I mean, I never really hear my mom complain. She was always, or the type of parent that just does what she has to do. You know what I mean? No matter what the sacrifice is, no matter what she needs to do at the same time, she gets it done. So for me now, it's like, okay, I don't know how to be that, and how can I tell somebody that I don't know how to be that? It's that shame that's attached to you not knowing, right? How to be something that you would think you should be. So I totally agree with everything you said in terms of sometimes it's not them isolating, but it's more of us isolating ourselves, but not intentionally to be like negative or selfish. It's just like you don't know how to really go about expressing what you're feeling in order to find that balance. But communication is key,
Mhm.
and that is true. Yeah.